When it comes to developing listing efficiency on eBay, there's really more than one way to do it. And in my opinion, it really just depends on what you're selling. So I'm going to talk to you about that on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And in today's video, I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about some of the things that I'm trying to do differently. And one way is just to try to be more efficient with my time. And as many of you know, I list pretty much anything and everything, anywhere from maybe a few clothing items all the way up to appliances, electronics, household items. And you know, some items are quicker to list than others. I have been up to today sort of doing things in batches where, let's say I'll take 10 to 20 items and I'll put them aside, and they're all different items, and I'll go through and evaluate each one of those for condition and functionality, and then I'll go in and do photos for all those listings, and then we're talking 10 to 12 photos per item. We'll then move them all into my listing area, from the garage to the listing area, and we'll go in and make brand new listings. And usually I piggyback off of existing listings when I find them. And you know, we're in many cases talking about completing a new title, item specifics, description, all that stuff. I did some experimenting a while back with the eBay app, and I didn't quite like as a standalone lister how it worked out for me. And I know many of you guys either list on the app or on the computer or the PC, Apple, Mac. I'm here to tell you that maybe there is another way that might allow you to be a little bit more efficient when it comes to your listing. And what I mean by that is what I'm trying to do here, and this really works well for an everything kind of eBay store, and that is I go in, let's say I find 10 items that I want to list, and I'll do one at a time. I'll grab the item, evaluate its condition and functionality, okay? If it works and if it's in sellable condition, I'll go in to Amazon, where 99% of my items reside. I can find the actual value there, and to see if it has a high enough MSRP for me to even waste my time with. And then I'll go into eBay, find a comp for that very same item. It doesn't really matter what someone's listing the item for. You want to look to see what the solds show you. Once I've determined that I'm going to list the item, then I'll go in and I'll do my photos over here in my photo booth, and I'll do 10 to 12 photos. I'll do 2 or 3 zoom photos of key features of the item. I think that's very important when you're doing your listings. And then once that's done, I'll go back into the listing that I saw on eBay, the comparable listing, same condition, same item, and I will open it up, scroll down to sell one like this. I will then go in and I will change it from auction to fixed listing based on the information I saw on the previous sold screen. I'll put what price that I want for this item, and then I'll select my shipping policy depending on how large the item is. Then I'll go in and I'll save for later, and then I'll move that item to the done pile, and I'll do that for the remaining other 9 items. So once that's done, I'll then move all my items to my listing area on my PC, okay? And I will then go in and take the entire batch of photos. I'll edit those photos, and I use Photo Room. That's a pretty quick tool. I'll crop and take all the background out, so I just have white backgrounds. And then I'll send it over to my little folder that contains all of my eBay photos. So once that's done, I will then, for each listing that I've drafted, I'll open one up. I will then just make sure the title looks fine, make sure that the required item specifics are entered in. As mentioned in the live stream that we did over the weekend, I'm going to back away from trying to fill in all the recommended item specifics, only the required. And if it's a recommended item specific that I think is important, then I'll fill that out. I'll then move down to the description. I have a template set. It's a very simple template that allows me to copy paste my title, copy paste the condition, and copy paste any features. And usually I'll get those features from the Amazon page and put that in bullet format. I'll then scroll down to the price, make sure it looks okay. If I'm going to do anything like best offer or maybe use promoted listings, I'll do that at that time. Make sure I set my weight and dimensions of the package, and then I'll simply go in and launch the item. Put that item away where I'm going to store it, and then move on to the next item. And you know, it may not seem efficient what I just mentioned, but for what I do, if you sell pretty much a little of everything, it's going to be a little faster. If you're a niche seller and you sell pretty much the same kind of item, I think that doing things in batches would be the best way to go, because you're selling a similar type of item. But if I'm jumping from, you know, a pair of pants to a coffee maker to a hard drive, I got to tell you, it just, well, I'm finding that it's just not as efficient, and I feel like I get a better flow when I utilize the app and utilize the PC to finish up the listing. So of course, I will report to you guys what I find, how it works. You know, 75% of you guys already have a set way to list that you like, you feel is more efficient, then continue doing what you do. This video, I suppose, just speaks to the 20 to 25% of you who may be looking for different ways to find more efficiency. And I think that maybe this is worth a shot. And I will let you know, like I said, but please comment down below. You know, maybe you have some ideas on being more efficient. Maybe you sell everything like I do, and any information you can provide, any ideas you can give me, hey, I might take if I find that it sounds good. One other thing I wanted to mention, I received an email from a viewer named Ryan who wanted me to let you guys know that if you're trying to communicate with eBay for Business to maybe resolve something, they have a verification system now set up. So it's a lot more difficult to get in touch with somebody. It used to be that you'd send a message off, they reply back, can you verify your account name, your phone number, your zip code, all that stuff. And they wouldn't reply back to you with an answer until you provided that information. Now, once you send off the message, it kicks back some automated thing that wants you to verify who you are. And if you're not looking for that, you might miss it and be waiting for an answer that you're never going to get. So just something to throw by you guys, just in case you need to reach out for eBay for Business, so that you're aware. eBay is changing the way, and they have been over the last year or so, for this verification thing where they want you to fill in that CAPTCHA, to verify that you're not a robot. The problem I have with it is, let's say I'm already signed in and I go in, I answer a couple messages, let's say I do a refund, let's say I go in and create a listing, and let's say I want to end a listing. It'll then at that point want me to go through not one set of photos where I have to identify all the boats, but another set of photos where I have to verify all the bridges before it finally believes that I'm not a robot. But the problem I have with that is I just issued a refund. You didn't ask me for anything. I just created a couple listings. So why don't you do this when I first start using your services, whether I'm signed in or signed out? Don't make me do it halfway through my session where I'm already 10-20 minutes into what I'm doing, and then you're asking me to identify who I am. It just doesn't seem to make sense. It's almost like you have, and I say it's almost like, it's pretty much is like, where you have a lot of these executives, and I'm willing to bet, who've never listed one item at all on this platform, and they're creating all these rules and policies, and in this case, verification systems that just don't make sense. And had they maybe been required to list a dozen items at some point in their life, they wouldn't implement half the things that they implement. So guys, I just wanted to make this short video for you. Hopefully you find this information useful. Shout out for Ryan for sending me that email. If you have any ideas for content that you stumbled across, please send them to me, flippinainteasy2020@gmail.com. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that notification bell so when I go live or make another video, you're notified. So guys, regardless of your listing process, there's always room for improvement, and maybe, just maybe, you are willing to try something new, just like I am. But just another example of how flipping ain't easy, and we're going to talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week.